So now I'm going to show you a little bit about how to hide a knot when you're quilting. So if you don't want knots on the front of your quilt, we hide our first knot here under the binding, and then you could almost even measure, a very long piece of thread so that you don't run out of thread in between your quilting line. But if you're making a big quilt, inevitably you're going to run out of thread. So we want to know how to hide our knots so that we have a continuous line of stitching and no one will ever know that we ran out of thread right here. So say my thread is getting really low, I need to hide a knot. I'm going to make a false stitch right here. So I'm just going through the top layer, not the bottom layer, so you won't see this on the back. And then I'm going to come out a little ways away from that, anywhere, any direction. And then I'm going to do my little loop knot, pulling that tight. And now to hide this knot, I'm going to use the tip of my needle to kind of open up the weave of the fabric right there where the knot is. And then I'm going to push my needle right back into that hole where the knot is, coming out anywhere else, maybe a ½ inch away. And I'm going to pull gently, and you see there's a knot there, and I'm just going to give it a little tug. And now the knot is secure inside the batting. I can then trim that thread, and this whole line of stitching is now secure. Our quilter's knot, as you remember, we wrap multiple times around to make kind of a bigger knot. This time I'm just going to wrap once because I want to be able to pull that knot through the weave. So I don't want to forget about that. So I just have one tiny knot. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little ways away from where I want to pick up my stitches. And coming into the stitch line, I'm going to give that a little tug and see how that knot is now hidden in the batting, and I can just keep on stitching using my trusty mitten hand.